So I've maxed out the Hyena. I've tested it out against every faction, and well, it's it's definitely a gun. Uh, Looking at its stats, it's got 220 standard damage and 45 durable damage. Mag size of 15, 5 mags in reserves, 54 recoil, 21 ergonomics, and a fire rate of 190 rounds per minute. And, obviously it's got medium armor penetration and incendiary rounds. As for how it does on each of the fronts, it's a marksman rifle, so automatically it's really just only good against the bots. I did see some people say that it was good against the bugs, but it performed exactly how I expected it to when I tested against them. It was shit. It it's a marksman rifle, okay? It's nothing remarkable. It performs exactly just how you would expect one to. And that is my issue with it. It doesn't excel at anything. Whatever it does, another marksman rifle just does it better. If you want to use that like an all-rounder one, the Dylan's counter sniper, it's got better handling, recoil, reserves, and durable damage. Like, the only thing the Hyena has over the DCS is 20 damage in being able to apply fire. But most of the time, that doesn't even make a difference. So, in the cases it does make a difference. It saves you like one bullet. So, at that point, just use the DCS. If for some reason you want to use it as like a heavier hitter, well, just use the Deadeye because that's got 80 more damage and like triple the ergonomics. And for some reason, if you're using it for stealth, just use the sensor. It's silenced and it's got like double the mag size and has double the ergonomics. So yeah, the gun has no niche it fills. Whatever it does, just something else just does it better. You could make the argument though that since it can set enemies on fire, it's intended for people who have like bad aim. That way because the fire could finish off the target. If you miss a shot or something. But the issue is marksman rifles are only useful against the bots, and fire barely does anything to them. So if that was what Arrowhead was intending to do with it, they should have just done gas. And I'm not saying that the gun itself is bad. It performs fine. It just doesn't, again, excel at anything. I do actually have an idea for how they could give this gun a purpose, though. All they would have to do is just increase the ergonomics and fire rate and make it so that when you shoot something, instead of just applying fire like, the one thing you shot, it would instead have an AoE that would set fire to multiple things. The AoE wouldn't be large, and it's not an explosion. It wouldn't deal any damage. It would just apply fire. They would have to probably decrease the gun's damage to compensate for these changes, though, because at that point, it basically just be like a DCS with like worse handling and fire rate, but it's able to like kill chaff pretty decently well, So like, yeah. Basically, what I'm trying to do here is that since fire is basically an anti-chaff effect, why not lead into that? None of the other marksman rifles do that. They're all centered around killing majors like Devastators, Rocket Striders, Alpha Commanders, those guys. So, doing this would not only give the Hyena an actual purpose, but it also let you take a marksman rifle in the front that just isn't the bots and not die like the first horde you face. I also real quick just want to just talk off the script or something a little bit. This feels like a bit of a bad omen to me that Arrowhead, they're just for their campaigns, they're just going to release mediocre, bad guns for them, and just put the actual good guns into war bonds. I hope that's not the case. Personally, I would like it if they would stick the niche guns into war bonds, that way, if you want a very specific playstyle, you could always just go to the war bonds for those guns, and they would keep the general just all-rounder good guns for the campaigns, the Hyena shipping in such a mediocre state is setting off alarm bells in my head. They're probably nothing but knowing Arrowhead, this could just be like a very bad sign for the future. Kind of like how with stratagem and the war bonds, eventually we just stop getting those from the major orders. But I don't know. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe I'm just being like paranoid or something. I don't know. Anyways, this is all I wanted to say. This is just obviously this is all like my opinions and stuff like that. So feel free to disagree with them. I just want to get this all out there. But yeah, if you want to see more stuff like this, subscribe or something, and I guess I'll see you later.